welcome to our podcast. Today we will be discussing one of the most significant conflicts of our time, the Russia and Ukraine war. This war, which began in February 2022, is not just a territorial conflict. It has reshaped international politics, affected great power relationships, triggered global economic restructuring, and created serious humanitarian challenges. I'm the host, and with me are five group members, each focusing on a different perspective. Let's begin with our first group member.
Good day. Today we will look at the Ukraine conflict through simple ideas from international relations theory to understand why it started, what it's really about, and what it means for the world. Why did a local conflict become a global crisis? Different theory give us different pieces of the puzzle. Religions say the world has no central ruler. Countries must be protect themselves. They seek power and survival above all. Some religions blame the ambitions of a single leader. Others say NATO's growth toward Russia make it feel threatened and unsafe. Russia's attack can be seen as a harsh but logical move to defend itself before it's too weak. Religion teaches us that fear and imbalance often lead to war. Liberals believe that organizations, rules, and threats can help countries cooperate and avoid war. This war has been a setback. The UN couldn't stop it, and smaller groups like the SCE also failed. But liberalism isn't it. Many nations work together to punish Russia with sanctions, and the UN allows other countries to speak up. This shows the rules still matter, but also that they aren't strong enough to stop a powerful country that chooses to break them. Constructivism says ideas and identity matter most. NATO's goals wasn't just about defense, it also about including more countries in the West, which hurt Russia's pride and sense of importance. Constructivism shows how what we believe shapes who we fight in the end. No one theory can explain everything. Beliefs show us the role of power and fear. Liberalism shows how groups can respond, but also their weakness. Constructivism reveals how belief and identity drive conflict.
Thank you, Tingwei. You explained the theoretical background well. Let's now move to Liu Xiao. How does this word reflect great power rivalry?
So Ukraine has entered a new phase. Europe is taking the lead, while the US is holding back a bit. NATO's talking about a long-term society guarantees for Ukraine. Things like steady military or even deterrence elements, but in the end, it still depends on Washington. Trump once said he did support Ukraine, but the details aren't clear. Meanwhile, Russia and China just got close at the SC summit in Tianjin, planning to push back against the West pressure in everything from security to supply chains. Countries like India and Turkey are keeping flexible trading to scale benefits in energy, food, and arms trade. On the ground, Ukraine keeps hitting Russian logistics and energy trades, where Russia's offensives in the east haven't major cities, so the war still swings between attrition and negotiation big picture. The focus is shifting from who wins on the battlefield to what comes after. Europe building NATO like guarantees the US offering conditional support, Russia and China tightening pace, and the world moving toward a more bloc-based order.
Interesting point since you mentioned the US and NATO. I would like to ask Damin, what do you think?
This conflict is being front with the soldier and with the money. Europe is at the center of this economic fight. It is using sanctions against Russia, but those sanctions are also hurting Europe itself. When the country have imposed some of the strongest economic penalties, even used like what's called scenario, move in economic war, leading to weakening Russia's ability to fight. Cutting of important Russia ranking from the international banking network and fighting Russia great money reserves, limiting the sale of high-tech goods to Russia, gradually stopping buying Russia oil, taking away richer Russia later money and property. The goal is to make the oil too expensive for Russia and its economy, but sanctions no harder side Europe, which depends a lot on Russia energy. It's getting hot to energy bill and every day. Cost and raising flood like hot weekday. But techno data use a lot of energy and are cut back, which may cost a job and reduce production. Additional people are ordinary people are feeling the pressure as the leaf cost to up. This is a grand change of economic downturn because of expensive energy and high loans cost. Europe is now struggle between two bad choose the cups. Aside, economic plan now for several feature of a wider hard sharp but late social grabstone. The sectional damage raised Russia over time, but already felt the pain right away.
Thank you, Damin. But session also connect to global markets. Ziyang, how about you?
Energy and food shocks are interacting in real time. Europe has reduced its reliance on Russia pipeline gas, but saw pipeline fluctuate and partial rebound this summer while plugging up with more LNG and demand cuts. That reshaping lies short-term market volatility and make regional gas and oil price more sensitive to geopolitical shocks. On food, the FAO General Price Index has eased recently, but hunger remains alarmingly high. That appears because conflict and economic shocks are still driving acute food insecurity. Hitting countries in global southeast policy take away combined emergency social protection and supply ratio with medium drivers sufficient and climate resilient food system.
Exactly, they show how far-reaching the impact are. Finally, Hao Yu, from the perspective of small states like Malaysia, what lesson can we draw?
Taking the Russia-Ukraine war as an example, small countries like Malaysia should focus on self-protection and avoid being involved in confrontation. Therefore, they should not take sides but speak out through multilateral organizations and try to avoid asking sensitive questions. They should also strive for neutral diplomacy rather than outrightly expressing support for a specific side. A neutral foreign policy can maintain good diplomatic relations with all countries, avoiding antagonizing individual countries and antagonizing a particular country or group. A balanced diplomacy can also reduce dependence on a single country, ensuring that small countries are not at disadvantages in a volatile international landscape. In short, small countries should strike a balance between diplomacy, the economy, and security, striving to maximize their own interests with avoiding putting themselves in harm's way.
As we were heard different perspectives, I would like to invite our group members to respond to each other. Do you think economic sanctions are truly effective in weakening Russia, or are they backfiring on Europe?
In economic sanctions, we can do especially access to technology and science. But at the same time, Europe also suffers from higher energy costs and inflation. So sanctions work to some extent, but they also create side effects, making the overall impact more complicated.
Oh, thanks, Ziyang. That's a perspective I had not considered before. This brings us to a difficult question. In time of war, should humanitarian concerns be placed above national security, or is this the other way around?
This is a top issue with no perfect answer. Some argue humanitarian concerns should some comforts, life and unity are most important. Addressing problems like poverty and oppositions can also eliminate the root cause of instability ultimately. There will be the most basic duty of any government is to protect its own citizens. If a country can ensure its own safety and can effectively help others. In practice, the government don't have to conflict with strategies balance between them. Today, concept of sovereignty is broader and also includes non-traditional threats like climate change and disease. The right approach depends on the situations, whether it's meeting in refugees at the border or conducting military interventions against a terrorist group. Using the right measures like diplomacy and economic aid can achieve both security and humanitarian goals at the same time. In the end, it's not a binary choice. The wisest path is to integrate humanitarian considerations into national security strategy, because a more just and stable world aligns with everyone's long-term security interests.
Thanks for sharing, Tingwei. It seems there is no simple answers, and that's exactly what makes this issue so challenging. On that note, I will now wrap up today's discussions. Today's discussion shows that Russia and Ukraine's war is far more than a regional conflict, it involves international relations, terrorists, great power rivalry, sections, global energy and food crisis, humanitarian issues, and lessons for most states. The key takeaway is that war in the 21st century has global consequences. Even countries far from the battlefield are affected. As students and future leaders, one question remains for us to reflect on: in a world where great power competition continues, what role can small states and individuals like us play in the promoting peace and stability? Thank you for listening.
Вместо смотровых башен в небе теперь летали беспилотники, а городская застройка играла роль крепостных стен.